brought to you by Sherry's Berries. Fresh dipped strawberries, an impressive gift for anyone on your list. And they're perfect for holiday parties. Enormous, juicy berries. Dipped in your choice of white, dark, or milk chocolate. And choose your own toppings. We love them. When they're here, they're gone.
That's right.
That includes crushed almonds, chocolate chips. Those are your toppings. This week, save over 40% with prices starting at $19.99. And you can double your berries.
In Germany, Mike, they call that Doppelberry.
Doppelberry, just $10 more. You can double your berries.
Doppel.
But hurry. Or hurry. This offer expires Friday at midnight. Go to berries.com, click the microphone, and enter the code TMOS. That's berries.com, BERRIES.com, and use the code TMOS. It's time to say Feliz Navidad with Oscar Santana's Christmas Pine Cone Empanadas.
Did not expect
Wow.
Your meal will be a 10, and your friends will say, muy bien. Start with a large bucket of Kraft jalapeno cream cheese.
Oh, yum.
Drop into a food processor with Kraft Mexican mixed cheddar, a jigger of generic tequila, and some finely diced bright blue Nike sneaker.
Que rico.
Mix until roughly blended and transfer to a poorly fired clay cereal bowl. Add kidney beans, brown sugar, Spanish sardines, and baking powder, and top with Kraft Baby Marshmallows. Bake in a 150-degree oven for 20 minutes until tepid.
That's tepid.
Serve family style with spinach tortillas and that real Coca-Cola they make south of the border.
Nice.
And make sure your table has plenty of Viva paper towels. Another holiday taste treat from Kraft.
Hey! Jack!
Hi there!
Jack Cassidy.
Perhaps I'm doing a little too much at the front of the show now.
I don't know. I think we're
Feels a little awkward, actually.
Disagree.
Quite a swim in Lake Mead.
Going swimmingly.
Jack Cassidy.
little front heavy, Jack. What brings
Hi
you?
there, Rob.
And you know, I'm glad to see you walking in the door since you're dead.
Hello, Rob. Hello, Oscar.
Hello there.
Mark.
You never looked better
Jack
this
Cassidy,
afternoon.
how are you? Happy holidays. Jack Cassidy.
I love the white fur trim on your red tuxedo.
Thank you very much. I'm here to read a poem.
Oh, you love, you know, a lot of people don't know this,
Jack
but
Cassidy.
Jack Cassidy, father of David and Sean Cassidy.
Yes, my progeny. Thank you very much. They said it was an immaculate conception. Because I enjoy the company of Menuzi.
Who are you?
Jack Cassidy.
And how many episodes of Columbo did you do?
Many.
I know, but mostly...
Well, Columbo, you
lo-
think you've got me figured out in my study. Come into my study, Columbo.
I think my favorite Jack Cassidy is the Jack Cassidy on the stage doing a reading.
Ah, yes, here it is.
Oh, you have something
Are you
prepared?
ready?
I am.
Lucky to have
This is for the holidays.
First, you should tell us who you are.
Jack Cassidy!
Thank you.
We got that.
It was the night before Christmas. Went all through the house.
So creepy.
Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by Columbo with care.
No.
In hopes that the NBC mystery movie would soon be there.
You love that?
Jack Cassidy!
Your
Jack
favorite
Cassidy.
program?
Yes, I love the NBC mystery movie. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, ooh-wee.
What is your opinion of Peter Falk?
Ah, a marvelous man, a great actor, and blind in one eye.
That's right.
Jack Cassidy!
Did he have an appreciable odor?
Unfortunately, he'd used the same raincoat, taping after taping. Very frustrating.
You didn't care for that.
Yes, smelled very dank and musty and moldy.
You
Jack
smell.
Cassidy.
You smell wonderful.
I am. That's because I'm constantly perfuming and creaming myself.
Is that a fur ascot you're wearing?
Yes, it is, right under here. It's not my gray hair. Jack Cassidy.
Oh, Jack.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in a lovely Speedo.
No, Jack. We don't want you in a Speedo.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed and I looked down and I was fully turgid.
No, Jack.
Jack Cassidy.
Doesn't run.
Do you
Yes, I'm enormous. You don't realize
Stop
that.
it.
Men
Stop
and women love the fact that I'm large. Very, very large.
Mr. Cassidy,
Large. Yes, Oscar.
have you ever performed with the symphony?
I performed
You ever performed with a speech therapist?
I've never performed with a symphony, but I did perform one time a long time ago with a lovely violinist.
Oh, dear.
His name was Vladimir.
Listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol? God. Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together. This is a full-blown, four-alarm holiday emergency here. We're going to press on, and we're going to have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny f***ing Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's going to find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Clark, I think it's best if everyone just goes home before things get worse.
Worse? How could they get any worse? Take a look around you, Ellen. We're at the threshold of hell.
Coming to you live from Mike O'Mara's living room studio in the historic radio district of Manassas, Virginia, a bustling suburb of the nation's capital. It's the Mike O'Mara Show, featuring Buzz Burbank with Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
Live from the Cabby Pfeiffer Studios, it's America's most beloved podcast. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, downloaded more than 16 million times and heard in 150 countries worldwide as you listen to the song stylings of the one and only Mariah Carey. We'll give this a little bit. Our show today is brought to you by Spencer and Devon Shaving Cream. Spencer and Devon uses natural ingredients, aloe and shea butter. They don't have any of those nasty, harsh chemicals that burn your skin.
I hate it when it burns.
And now to thank TMOS listeners for their support. Everybody's mouth is broken today. You can save big on the perfect stocking stuffer now through the end of December while supplies last. You can save 10% off one item and 20% off two or more by using the code SDTMOS10. Spencer and Devon Shaving Cream is good to your face, whether you have a tough beard, a sensitive skin, or both. Sagebrush, spice, or unscented. This holiday, save big with the code SDTMOS10 at Spencer Devon Shaving Cream, SpencerDevon.com, or click their ad on our website. Spencer and Devon Shaving Cream. Smooth the savage blades.
It's great for your face.
Your face.
Would you say this is the best Christmas song of the last 30 years?
When you play it, I stop. I don't even think about what I'm doing. That's why I screwed up the copy.
You have no idea a bit I put on eBay this week. This was never released as a single in the United States, but they do have a few singles on 45 in Great Britain. I put a bit of what I thought was a lot of money for this 45 for my jukebox.
Now, this is I hear a longer intro.
Well, I made that.
Okay, you make that.
But the original 45 that sold on eBay this week, I think for over $200.
Oh, wow.
A single 45 RPM record. That seemed a bit pricey to me.
Wow.
I did not win it.
Going through my head all morning.
I am fresh off, I think over the weekend, I watched, the TV is so sucky now.
Oh, yes. The TV is almost not worth carrying on.
Everybody is really, literally, and it's a terrible time because a lot of people are staying home, mailing out Christmas cards, doing stuff. They're not out and about if they're not shopping. And I'm trying not to shop because I don't have any money to shop.
Well, it's easy to shop through Amazon.
Yeah, very easy to shop through Amazon. But I watched the crappiest movie that I've ever enjoyed.
What is it?
It was called Wise Girls.
Oh,
starring Mariah Carey.
Oh,
have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it.
I haven't
think
seen
going
it,
in that it might be good?
Well, here's the thing.
She's great to look at.
She co-stars with Mira Sorvino.
Right.
Oh, she's also great to look at.
I am a Mira Sorvino fan.
Sure.
Oops, sorry, that was me. It's got a guy in it. Do you remember the movie The Cooler?
Yeah.
You know the old
right.
gangster that beats the crap out of the guy at the craps table? You know that guy?
Yeah.
Who, in my opinion, is like the greatest gangster ever not to
Yeah.
get credit.
Yeah.
And so he's in it. And it's about waitresses that work in a mob-run
Do
restaurant.
they really feature the Jugs? Because those are 4 great Jugs on those 2 female
The
leads.
Jugs are prominently featured.
That's great.
Mariah
Jugging.
Carey is in it. Mira Sorvino's in it.
You're such a poet.
It's really sort of half budget. It's not totally. It's not totally low budget.
Like they
but
ran
it's-
out of money?
But it's just cheap. It has a
Yeah.
TV movie quality to it. And
Is it
it's-
on film or videotape?
I mean, it looked like it could be on a very cheap film.
Okay, I'm with
Super
you.
8. I think the year 2000.
Was it on a-
maybe,
was it
or
on a-
2002?
Was it on a premium channel or was it on a
It's on
standard
one of the
channel?
cable channels because it was commercially uninterrupted.
Oh, so it might have been like maybe.
But it didn't-
Was it on Flicks?
But it didn't fade out like Lifetime does. You know, where
Okay,
you,
yeah.
where you see the fade to black like
Yeah.
they do in those TV movies.
Right.
But it's called Wise Girls, and it was not great.
Great.
It was kind of jive, but at the same time...
watched it, though?
I watched the whole thing,
Yeah.
and it had a wonderful ending.
Oh, that's good.
I really enjoyed the ending.
Well, good.
I recommend... Look,
A
it's
payoff.
a throwaway. Have a few cocktails. Have a few belts.
Have a
and
drink.
go watch Wise Girls.
I'll watch it.
On the program today, we got a lot to talk about. 12, 12, 12.
International Microphone Check Day, Mike.
If you are going to a chapel and you are getting married because you think 12, 12, 12 is lucky, you're fucked.
Oh, Mike.
If you're depending on that
There
for
I
your
am.
happiness,
I mean, that to me is just the opposite direction of Doomsday 21st.
right? Exactly.
Although Doomsday 21st to me, at this point with the flooding in Florida,
Yeah.
you know, and
Starting to wonder.
and the seas just starting to rise.
Did you want to
and-
check the calendar?
What's that?
The Mayan calendar.
Let's take a look at our Mayan calendar
Thank goodness
as we
we have
count
one.
down to 12/21.
9 more days until the end of the world.
That was spooky.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was. We might have added reverb.
She's a performer.
If you missed it, Mike.
9 more days until the end of the world.
That
And
is
for
our-
those of you just joining us.
that is the Maya.
9 more days until the end of the world.
You're listening to the Maya calendar.
That's right, and I'll tell you the 12 more days.
Yes.
I was in Vegas last year on 11/11/11,
Right.
and everybody was there getting married. It was the weirdest thing in the world.
So
People think
stupid.
it is stupid.
And you know what I
it's
love?
big time. It's like tard stupid.
How about
It
the
is.
young kid who was 12 years old today at 12/12/12, and he was born at 12 minutes after 12
Yep,
in
yep.
the hospital.
Yeah.
Sports Center gave you the 12 greatest plays of the week instead of the 10.
12 ways to shut up.
You know what that
Cash in.
tells me? We are really in that little void, that
Oh.
little pre-holiday void.
So bad.
All my story. This is how bad my TV viewing is because that's all I have is my television, my magic box.
all the shows are on hiatus for the holidays.
And I said to Carla, I said,
Not wrestling.
Carla comes in and goes, "Yeah, we gonna watch Sons of Anarchy together?" I said, "Yeah, we can watch Sons of Anarchy. I think tonight because it's the big one. It's it's the finale. Let's watch it with commercials. Why not?" And then we realized that the finale was last week and we already watched.
Oh, you already seen it.
That's when you know TV is really bad.
Desperate.
And like all the shows, all my stories are wrapping up. I mean, Boardwalk Empire, even
Oh,
though
it's
that
horrible.
sucks, that's gone. And now and
Get into
incidentally.
Breaking Bad.
How much?
Please.
Oh, you know what? That would be like a box
Please.
set. Maybe I got to go get that on my little Mac.
Do it on
Apple TV.
Do it on your Apple TV. Do you know what words were said in my house last night that have never been said in my home?
What's that?
Carrie said, "Come in here. The Mindy Project is starting."
What the hell is
Mindy
that?
Project.
Is it on channel? It's on Fox, and
It's
it's Mindy
Fox.
Kaling from the
The Office.
Office, and it's a horrible sitcom.
It is.
Now, which one is Mindy Kaling?
Oh, the
She's from out
Indian
of
chick.
she's from out of town.
Middle
Yes.
Eastern.
Oh, she's
Indian-
the worst one on The Office. She's the one that's got the baby voice.
Yeah, and she's got her own
a
show.
Are you kidding me?
I
Well,
kid
she
you
was
not.
one of the writers and producers from The Office, which is how she got the cred to get her own show.
Yeah.
She's a writer-producer. She was the one that I could never understand because she mumbles.
I still like though what precedes
Kelly.
it. The new girl is good because I like Zoe Deschanel. She's boxed.
Yeah.
But then the Mindy Project's on. It's like there's nothing. If you could show me something worth changing the channel for, I'd do it. But there's nothing, and so I'm stuck watching.
I warned
it.
you
You
about
know,
that
we
show in
talk
the fall.
about
Yeah, I
about
know, Buzz.
the Magic Box a lot on this show, and Carla, occasionally will ask a question that I believe I know the answer to. And this morning, watching the coverage of another shooter in another public
God,
setting,
yeah, that's
blowing people away, and Carla says, "Why?" A really simple question. She's getting ready for work, and she says to me, "Why do they do that?"
Right.
And I said, you're looking at why they do that. You're
The coverage.
looking at why. You know what? You want to stop people from doing that? How about this guy took his own life, right? How about you get a really, really close, tight shot of the exit and the entry wound in his brain where this douchebag took his own life, okay? No, you're not going to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to put a space-age animation with a guy with a hockey mask and a super gun. It looks like a video game.
Glad I didn't see that.
I swear to God, we're losing our way. We are losing our way. And I get back to it. And I know because, listen, you're not going to fight the gun lobby, all right? People in America are going to have guns. It's never going to happen. It's certainly not going to happen in my lifetime.
Right.
I have thrown in the towel. And anybody that's anti-gun, really, if you think you're going to make any progress, it just doesn't happen.
Accept facts.
So the fact is, you're going to...
Mike's towel.
I throw it in. I'm not going to...
the towel is thrown.
What I really
Dirty
think,
towel.
I think it's dangerous for people, for average citizens, average schmoes, to have guns in their house. Period. End of story. All the training in the world. That's my philosophy. But you know what? There are a lot of people that disagree with me, and they got a big building off of Route 66 here in Northern Virginia that's called the NRA.
I almost walked into
spent-
the gun lobby yesterday. It's next door to our radio
They
station.
have a multi-story building
Yes, they
where
do.
all they do all day long is figure out ways they're going to protect people's guns. So it ain't going to happen. But what we can do, and what I think we should start to do, is put some heat on American media. Because American media, in my humble opinion, I asked Carl, and I meant this sincerely,
Right.
why are people going in and doing that? Because of the magic box.
Yeah.
In many cases, that's the sole reason
In
they
many
do
cases.
it.
They want the fame. For example, I read a story that was on Nightline where there's a serial killer that just basically killed himself at the beginning of December.
Right.
And he was caught because he didn't follow his code, and he had this thing for the past 20-odd years that he would fly. He lived in Anchorage, Alaska. He would fly in faraway places, find his victims,
Right.
kill them, never do anything local, never use his own vehicle, never have anything to trace back to him. And
Right.
his urge to kill, from his words, took over him when he found a teenage barista in his town of Anchorage, ended up putting her in the car, raping her, and killing her, and he got busted. But within his actual interviews and as the FBI was talking to him, there was no remorse. It was more about making sure that everybody knew that was aware of his story that he was not a copycat. He was own type. He was his own type of serial killer.
Yep.
That he made up his own rules. It's
the fame.
It's the
In that
fame
case,
that's built
definitely.
around.
And
it.
if it's not the fame, then the other alternative is, well, it's the idea.
Yeah.
So, let's say, for example, this guy that went into the mall and blew those people away, say he wasn't doing it like the psycho down in Arizona did,
Right.
To get noticed. Let's say he was well, where'd he get that idea? You're showing a cartoon of it today.
Yep.
You're showing the cartoon with the hockey mask. You're at least putting it in people's heads.
Yeah.
We have to start thinking about the way we present this stuff because we have to accept the reality that there is culpability on the part of the way we present our lust for murder in this country.
Did you see-
And they go out of their minds. They double the time. Just let me finish.
Okay.
They doubled their time, that they will spend on a normal story.
Sure.
Like they'll spend 30 seconds on the fiscal clip.
Right.
They will spend hours.
Because they have cartoons. They have animation.
Well, they paid for
and
those. They
get
gotta
the-
use
and
them.
they get the witnesses to come. And I'm sitting there going, what is this? What is this? What do we have here? What do we have? We have a car wreck on the side of the road, and we're all slowing down to take a look at it. And we're all the same. But you know what? I get that, and I can get plenty of that from my TV and from my fiction.
Wouldn't you have
Get my bloodlust from my fiction. Why do we
Right.
have to see it
Wouldn't
on the evening news?
You have more respect if the evening news came on and one network, it didn't matter who it was, but one of the major 3 or 4
Right.
comes out and says a tragic story out of Oregon. We'd like to address this in a respectful manner to the families.
Right.
We usually go out of our way to break down what has happened.
Right.
But these are the facts. Our prayers are with the families of the victims involved.
Yeah, and
Be a
then
nice
it's
change.
nice and classy.
And then let it
They
go.
don't get into graphics. They don't
Right.
get into anything else.
See, my thing is there are 2 ways you go. You either handle it like that, or you go completely the other way. It's what people want. You seem like you're curious about it. You want to see curious? Here it is. Here's what an assault rifle does to a human cheek. Okay, when it enters here and it goes out through the brain and the back. This is what it does. Would you like to get a close-up look? Here's what it has. It distorts the face. The eyes are usually open. You see the gaping wound in the back. You see blood splatter everywhere. See how that glamorizes it. You know what I mean?
That's
Show
a
that.
good
Now, you
idea.
might say we'd get desensitized to it, but I think... one of the things that when Janet Jackson showed had the nip slip,
Right.
one of the
Wardrobe
things
malfunction.
one of the things they talked about was the fact that the FCC, the government agencies, weren't the people that were censoring disc jockeys. It was the corporations themselves.
The lawyers within those corporations.
We had meetings with our GMs and with the lawyers for the company.
Had to go to K Street, Mike.
Right.
Well, they police themselves that way. Why can't they police themselves the way they cover it? But it's not
Because violence is not taboo.
Yeah,
in
it's
this country.
accepted.
Sex is taboo.
Also,
Violence
you
is
won't
not.
be fined money for violence.
Right.
But so that was where this all came from today. Was just Carla asking me a question.
Yeah.
Right.
Why does this happen? And I said, well, I think one of the main reasons it happens because they do it the same way. They dress in black.
Not always, but a lot.
Yeah, but a
You're
lot
right.
of times
You're
they
right.
There's a
do it
template.
like
The
that.
kids had already left to school. I think it was Fox that had, it was a network level coverage, not the local, but it was on the local one. I think it was Fox. It might have been NBC. I'm so glad my kids were there. One of the people they interviewed from the mall was Santa Claus.
Yes.
I mean,
He was
seriously,
one of the people running.
this
Yeah.
is
The mall Santa.
This is inherently funny, but
Right.
if a child was to see that, and my
Sure.
kids are just about past that age, but
Right.
how do you explain that Santa's involved in a mall? A little responsibility, even at that level, please.
Right. Yeah, the mall Santa. And mall Santas creep me out anyway.
I love them.
Mall Santas.
I love mall Santas. I still get like a little
Depends.
kid around.
Really?
I still get like a little kid around mall Santas.
I've seen it.
Really, that is...
Depends on the quality of the Santa.
Yeah, if it's a good Santa.
So sad.
Is it?
Well, I get a total
Creep vibe.
pedophile vibe.
Oh no, I don't get that.
I totally
Well, surely
do.
not all of them.
It's Santa
are.
Claus.
Surely not all of them.
Well,
are
I know
pedophiles.
probably
Yeah.
none of them. I mean, hell, I'm not saying that.
Probably
I
none of
just-
them. Way to
that's the
commit.
vibe.
I just look at those guys, especially now that like society has gotten older, and there are a lot of guys that are my age now that are fat and ride motorcycles and have the white beard. And
Mike's
they get to
day
do-
job.
And they all look the same. I'm like,
I could-
"Oh,
I could really take a half hour.
Grapes.
I could take a half hour and watch kids get on Santa's lap. I just think it's the
But
coolest
they
thing in the world.
scream in
It's a
terror.
little
most
Not
of the time.
always.
Isolate that.
Not always.
Yours did?
I know, but what's great is there's basically two kind of kids that deal with Santa Claus. There's the screaming terror kind, and then there is the kind that just wants to like hug Santa, and it's the greatest moment of their life.
But the man's a complete stranger.
But it's Santa
and
Claus.
it's not Santa. It's Joe from down the street that needed a job.
The kids think it's Santa, and it's great.
And
This is the
remember,
only show
You've
in
never
America.
had a child, so you don't get
This is
it.
the only show in America that go from mall shooting to this. It's a beautiful segue.
I was always touched by the kids. Touched in my heart by the kids because I played Santa professionally.
You did?
For several
forgot about that.
several consecutive years of my early radio
dear.
career.
Wow.
I had the whole outfit, and I worked at a mall, and I tried to be really true to the character.
You played Santa?
Yes.
Boy, does anyone love kids like Santa? Of course. Buzz Burbank does.
Oh, by the way, for those of you that were wondering about Buzz Burbank, Buzz was the reason Buzz didn't want to share it. He didn't want to get us worried. But you did have another doctor's appointment early in the day.
I know how you were.
Everybody's heard the like that, so he's cool, and it's nice to hear.
Everything's good. Everything's
He didn't
fine.
want us to
Few
be
bites
involved
of
in that.
cake.
Yes.
You're private about your doctor's visits, and I respect that.
I-
and so
I know you
that's why
worry
we
about
caught
me.
you going to the dentist at 2:00 at 10:30 in the morning. But the fact is, I'm
Yesterday
glad
was
everything's
good.
fine.
Doctor Day,
Glad
Daddy
everything
Day.
worked out for the rest. Sorry, it's not better than that, folks. But that's
all we
what
got.
it is. But I had no idea that you spent some time as a mall Santa. But you
Oh,
were that,
yeah.
and that's
you know
with the
what's,
fake
what's
still
beard.
own
weird
the suit.
is that he still owns the suit.
Yes.
That's
I
terrific.
still own the suit. and
Well,
the
he
beard
would
and
not
all of
be
that.
necessarily alone in that.
Oh, that's right.
really?
I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
As a matter of
You
fact,
creeps.
Hey, maybe for the last show of the year, Mike.
I will commit to you. I will commit to
Effective now, Mike is not going to shave.
you. I will play Santa for the last show.
Oh,
of the
yeah.
year.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
great. And you know what, Mike? That's great
cool.
because
Bring
you-
the children.
it's really good that we make the plans now because time is running out. Christmas is almost here.
13 days for Christmas shopping.
Hello there.
13 days to
are
fill
you?
the stocking.
This
13
drunk.
days of Christmas shopping. Only got 13 more.
Hi there.
Hi there. Christmas will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Only 13 shopping days left.
Play team.
Sponsored by Viagra.
He just phones it. He just phones it in at the end.
Oh, he's out of his mind drunk.
Hi there. Anyway, but a lot of them now have the real beards, the Santas with the real beard,
Right.
and then, for some reason they piss me off.
Really?
Oh, you don't like
Yeah.
the real beard?
No, I just see the guys are all,
Well, you know, if
because
you-
it's the
'cause
same
you-
guys that you see on every friggin' Ultra Glide in
Right. You
America.
can
the
make-
bikers.
You know, I went to Sturgis, and every MFer looks exactly like me.
You can
And
make
it's
a
annoying.
living as if you have the proper beard and if you have the reputation.
Hey, I'm
you
fat, so I have the goatee beard, and I ride the big fat ass douchebag bike, and it's me. So I feel like I'm looking in the mirror. If I grew it out, I'd probably be like a thin beard Santa.
I think you'd be a great Santa.
I mean, it's well, I played Santa when I had the restaurant. We did it for the Serve.
Okay.
What's Serve? I forgot what
He's a
it's
disc jockey.
No.
Oh, some.
Oh,
So others may eat.
serve.
So there's me. No?
Something. No, it's
that's some.
It was a homeless shelter. I think it was a homeless shelter.
Okay.
And I don't
Shelter.
remember. It was many years. It was
It
some
was
people,
established by tennis
it was-
players.
It was some people less fortunate. And I played. We had a great Christmas party for their kids, and we had it at the restaurant where we served them free breakfast. And Carla and I, that night before, I think we wrapped 85 presents.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we did it all ourselves.
Wow.
And we did it. It was one of the greatest Christmases. That's what it's all
See,
about.
so in the same way, in a similar way, you
Yes.
dig the Santa Claus thing
Yeah.
without hating Santa.
Well, no, I mean, I'm
See,
fine
and
with
I like,
Santa.
and I just like it without having to wrap the presents.
I'm fine with Santa.
You hate Santa.
I'm fine with Santa. I don't like these
Hey,
fake Santa.
he knows if you've been naughty.
I hate
You know who
guys that
creeped me
plays-
out?
I hate the real Santa looking.
You hate the people that can make a living all year round
Yes.
by working 6 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was at the Redskins game, and the Santa Claus that came out to basically a halftime with Mrs. Claus. He had a different colored suit on than Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
He looked like he just woke up. And I looked at the guy. I'm like, this is the NFL. This is the Washington Redskins.
It's the Redskins
Right.
half-assing their pregame and
Well,
halftime
that's-
entertainment like they always
That's
do.
what you get for having a Jewish owner.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw that. I said that red is a completely different red than Mrs. Claus, and Mrs. Claus looks like she wants nothing to do with Santa Claus.
I knew there'd be this. I put in on the search engine "creepy Santa."
Oh, no.
And I got
Don't do that.
creepysantaphotos.com.
Oh no.
It has its own website?
Of course. it
See,
does.
if I ran the Redskins, and someday I might, I'd get the best Santa and a Mrs. Claus that's really boxed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mrs.
my
Claus.
Oh, God.
Showing some
That's
jokes.
quite the website.
Oh,
we go.
yeah, there's nothing more. Do you have pictures of Santa with you when you're a kid?
No.
Really? You don't
I
have
don't
that?
know. I don't,
I don't
I
have
don't
that.
either. No.
Because when you
all
see
all the photographs that my parents took of me have been destroyed.
when you go back like 30 and 40 years and you see pictures of kids with Santa, Santas really did used to look like problem.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
they did.
don't let this man in your house. Now they look jolly.
I learned from a very good Santa. I mean, I had a
I bet you did.
I had a mentor.
Did you sit on his lap?
And I learned but I learned one
Why
of
do
the
you
things
come up to the house? I'll give you a new room massage.
One of the things you do is you lower expectations to help the parents out. And you say, Santa can't bring you everything that you ask for, but if you're very, very good, I'll do the best that I can.
Did you ever look at a kid and like his teeth were all messed up, and
Well,
you're
sure,
like,
you saw-
have you been brushing?
Oh, my God.
No, I didn't give them advice.
Oh, okay.
I didn't give them- I
Look at
didn't
that
advice.
Santa.
I would just go out of control. I'd nitpick the kids.
You know, pretty soon your body's going to change, and you're going to need to wear deodorant.
You'll never get anything unless you brush.
I found out when I was 15 years old, one of my favorite pictures of me was Santa. It's me and my cousin Wes, and we're on Santa's lap, and my father said, haven't you figured out yet that was me?
Oh, really?
I didn't know until like 12 years after the fact that my
Wow.
father played Santa Claus at one of his company Christmas parties.
I have
no
killer,
idea.
I have a killer Santa suit.
Well,
You do?
no one wants a
Probably
killer
it's
Santa.
It's up in the attic. Probably got bird crap on it, but it's
No.
nice. It's very, very nice.
Are you
So-
sure RJ doesn't have it?
I should do that, so I will do that. So
Yeah, you
anyway,
promised.
Mall Santa's creep me out. Cheap Christmas tip. Here it is. Are you ready for the cheap Christmas tip? Yes. Really, you want to
Boy,
save
am
money?
I.
Rob knows this. Give baked goods.
Yes.
Either store bought or homemade.
People
you
love it.
give baked goods and they're cheap. I give my family. I go to this one company and I give them some baked goods and it's very, very cheap for the
Crackers,
holidays.
mostly?
No, English muffins.
Oh.
Now you see, gourmet English muffins
you
are
probably
excellent.
know the company.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're really good.
Right now-
we got to get them as a sponsor, Mark.
My trunk is.
I won't mention them until we do.
My trunk is full. I'm mailing the fruitcakes today.
Yes.
And I could not get another box in my trunk. I have to wait till the kids get home because I won't be able to carry all the boxes at the
How many
post office
people
by
will
myself.
you send fruitcakes to?
I think the list this year is like 25 or 26.
Really?
Yeah, there's a few more that still need to go out, but I done run out of boxes.
I can't thank you enough. That's the best fruitcake ever.
Thank you.
Yeah,
very
Shannon's
much.
a big fan.
Hi there. How are you? Yes, sir. I'm sending them out right now. It should be spectacular.
Only 13 days.
No, but I do this because I don't have any money anymore. I used to send beef.
Beef.
I send
What's
gifts.
for dinner?
Here's
Hey,
what
and what happened to the
this is what I
beef
said.
Serta brought?
Huh?
What happened to the beef that Serta brought? Didn't he bring steaks?
I didn't realize
Oh,
that.
Yeah, he brought a bunch of
Yes, he
steaks.
did.
Where are the I was loaded. I think
They were
I told
sitting
you.
out on the steps. We took our bag, but no more
I didn't
than
take
that.
mine.
I didn't
Really?
take mine.
No.
No, me neither.
Just
I don't
outside
know.
the kitchen door.
Wait, let me
Yeah, they
call.
made-
Meanwhile,
Way to the
Mike's
freezer.
had a busy weekend of making au jus.
I'll bet Carla rescued them.
No offense.
All right, so they were. I think they might be down in the freezer downstairs.
well,
let me,
would be
better
my
that
guess.
than going to waste.
let me call Mrs. O'Mara and see what's going on.
The
Where's
lady of
the
the
beef?
house. I get it. Timely.
Yes.
Clara
Timely.
Peller.
LaBeouf.
I like
get
that
into
you
a
called
time
him out
machine.
on Timely.
That's right. Now he'll make a Who Let the Dogs Out reference.
That old bag. I love those commercials.
Hold on just a second, please. Let me do
Where's
this.
the beef?
Oh.
Welcome to my world. everybody.
all about priority.
Welcome to my. Hey, how are you? Oh, you're on the show. How are you? You're on the show.
Running a little late?
Yeah, we're
running a little late.
we're running a little late today. I have a question for you. Are you there?
I'm here.
How you doing?
Oh, God.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you feeling?
I'm fine. Why?
Good.
I'm just asking because you're pregnant, and I'm asking how you're feeling.
She's pregnant?
Well, I'm starting to get a little tired, but other than that,
Do you want to take that?
no, that's okay.
You sure?
Not
Go ahead.
anymore.
Go ahead. Take that. Take that. We'll see. Let's
No,
listen to
that's
how you.
fine. It's personal.
Oh.
And it's
Squeeze
not
me? It squeezed me.
It's a personal phone call.
It's a personal phone call.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is Mom working with you today?
She's here.
Oh, say hi to Linda for me.
Hi, Linda. Hi.
She's
She was
working
in your
with her
house
mother
this
today.
morning, and
Nice.
You didn't even know it.
What happened? What?
She said hi, and I was in your house this morning, and you didn't even know it.
Linda came to the
You
house.
must have been upstairs in bed.
Linda came to the house
Or
this
on the
morning.
pot.
Did she just walk in? What if I've been doing something?
I know.
What if I've been doing something evil? I was on the pot. Was I really on the potty? Because I did. I had a large morning. I went big potty this morning.
What if, Mike, what if you woke up and you looked up and Linda was just standing above you?
with a butcher knife?
No, just looking. Hello, son.
How did you get my daughter in this condition? Hey, question for you. Those Omaha steaks that Marcus Serta brought, where'd you put those?
I didn't touch them. That's why I was asking you.
Andrew
if
Langer
you got
brought
any
them.
Andrew
gifts.
Langer.
Oh, forgive me.
Andrew Langer.
Of
brought
course, Serta wouldn't bring them.
No, he just brought them.
I'm going to go look.
You're going to go look in the
Yeah.
freezer?
I'll go look
All right,
downstairs.
Mark's going to go look downstairs in the freezer.
Be careful
I think
down
we
there.
got some really good steaks.
He's going to grab a bottle of A1 and head
Scary.
downstairs.
Hold on, Mike, just for a second. Marcus didn't buy them. I thought the other guy did.
Andrew Langer, the
Yeah,
other
I
guy.
blew it. I'm sorry. I might have had a drink, too.
The other guy. So what are you and your mom doing today?
We're going to go look at, I'm not sure, actually. I am not sure.
Well, it's
Okay.
good to have a plan.
All right, very good. Well, listen, go take your personal call, and love you, and I'm glad you're feeling okay.
Okay, thank you. I love you too.
All right, be you little bowl of sunshine. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, all right, bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Did you notice that as soon as she said
That's
it was
my wife.
Did
Yes.
you notice that as soon
The
as she
missus.
said she was going to take that personal call, Mark left the room?
Yeah. He runs to run out
I'm
and
going
find
to
out.
check the steaks.
Yeah, so he's a guy. Oh, we have to take a break. When we come back, screw Syria, screw North Korea, Kim Kardashian, some music news, and that Serena Williams impression. We'll get your thoughts on that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I'm telling you why Santa Claus is coming to town.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program brought to you by Wait Not. This letter comes to us from Joyce Barker.
Hey, Joyce Barker!
Joyce Barker writes, I have done most of my Christmas shopping via Amazon. Plus, I've been the shopping elf for some friends to keep their kids from finding the gifts. I order them through TMOS Amazon and then wrap or figure out when they can sneak them home. Our response, Joyce, Well, that's great. We're very happy
Thank
for
you.
I thought this was Wait Not. It's Amazon, I thought. Do we have a Wait Not letter?
There was a Wait Not letter in there.
All right.
Just above the Wait Not copy.
There.
Good old Joyce Barker, though. How about that, helping us out?
Wait, we're supposed to have a Wait Not. I'm not going to continue until I get my Wait Not letter.
We had a
Wait
scramble
Not
this
or
morning.
bust?
Wait
When
Not
does your
or bust?
commercial come out?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the
You gotta
TV
make a
commercial
phone
for Wait
call.
Not.
I will. I'll call Christy and find out. It would be a Christmas miracle
like
if I
to see
found it
that
in my
commercial.
stocking.
Well, if we
right?
don't find the letter, they do have a special.
All right, well, that's good. They do have a special until Christmas. A special gift to our listeners. Get $100 off your Wait Not program. Wait Not. It's the best gift you can ever give yourself. 855-WAIT-NOT, 855-9344. I'll do it again. 855-934-4486, waitnot.com. Unbelievable results. You can't believe in the guy that gives you your copy.
But Wait Not has changed my life.
The letter was in there.
You really can't, ladies and gentlemen. But
Changed
anyway,
my life.
The letter was in there?
It was. We had a scramble. It must have gotten lost in the shuffle.
My mom just
Well,
got
then
on
let's find it, shall
her
we?
second
All right.
round
Let's
of Wait
find it.
Not.
Okay.
And it's always great when she gets on it because the first couple weeks is the hardest.
Here it is.
Actually, the first 2
The
days.
first couple 2 days.
Behind it. There it is.
Yay,
First days
it's
is the hardest.
here.
All right.
But she's
Hey, Rob and the
pressed it
gang,
down.
if you decide to share, I just wanted to express my deepest gratitude to you for having Wait Not as a sponsor, although Mott cheap, although M-O-T.
It would be N-O-T.
Although not cheap.
Yes.
Thanks.
Maybe some
it has
typo.
been worth every penny, and had it not been for your personal testimonials, I would have never had the guts to try. I've been a man of larger carriage for all the years that my children were growing up. I wonder if he plays Santa. And while I'm still young,
At Sturgis, he does.
the pre-diabetes diagnosis was enough to make me take a serious look at my health. I started the program on October 4th, and since then I've lost 48 pounds and 10 inches off my waist. Keep in mind that I have gone through Thanksgiving and gone to your awesome show in Reno, was only slightly overserved, and did not exactly follow the diet while out there. Well, he goes on and
Yes, he
on
does.
and
But you
on
get the
and
idea.
on. And thank you very much
Success.
for James. Congratulations.
Good
and
job,
thanks
Jimmy.
for supporting us on Wait Not. We
Yeah.
are mucho
Sponsored by
appreciative.
Viagra.
Thank you. No,
No.
No, I don't know.
855 Wait Not 855-934-4486. 855-934-4486 or waitnot.com.
Did your wife take you out of your mojo when she had a personal call?
No, buzzed it. But anyway, all right, let me see. Kim Kardashian is the airbrush queen. I was looking at Kim Kardashian. She is still
so shiny.
This is the time of the year. I could come in every day with a different list of the hottest, the most desirable, this and that. They talk about Kim Kardashian being knocked off a couple of these lists.
Right.
And I looked at Kim Kardashian, and I bet Kim Kardashian, if you catch her at the right hour of the morning, I believe she is not only photographically the airbrush queen,
Right.
that they airbrush that gelatin like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
But I also believe if you really take a look at Kim Kardashian, she looks like a much older woman with the level of makeup that she has
Trowels it on, yeah.
troweled
How
on.
old is
Hard
she?
living.
31,
I don't know
32.
how old she is.
Well, I'm not going
32?
to listen to Oscar because he told us that Quentin Tarantino was 60.
Isn't he 60?
He's 49.
Oh, damn
Oh, my
it.
God.
But look at every picture of Kim Kardashian, and
Yeah.
you know I got a thing for the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Anyway. They
Well,
piss
she's
me
your
off.
favorite, right?
They just piss
Kim
me
has
off.
been your favorite, though.
Well, she was a wonderful interview when I had the
Yeah.
pleasure of interviewing her at one point. But I looked at that and I said, man, they really do the touchy touch-up. And I think somehow it seems to me with Lindsay Lohan, not even being able to make her rent.
Yeah.
She's having trouble with the IRS. It seems like when those stories come up, they bring the Kim Kardashian stories
And
in.
by the way, she is 32.
She is 32.
And by the way, your meat is in the freezer downstairs.
Oh, really?
Ah,
So
yes.
did I get to keep all of it?
It looks like it.
Nothing better than keeping all of my meat. Congratulations.
Enjoy that, Mike.
Congratulations to one of my favorite bands, and really a band that has been neglected over the
Yes,
years.
I agree.
The band Rush. Do we have any Rush for
I have
people
some
that
Rush,
might not
yeah.
know what
Sure. Give
you
me
know,
just a sec.
Rush is all about? But really, year after year, I remember the first year I heard this was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Rush being ignored for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I think when you think of classic rock, God knows I worked the format for a year. There is no better example of real classic rock than
Here we go.
Rush.
Here's Rush.
And I'm happy for him. This is an example if you don't know who we're talking about.
Wait a second.
Oh, it's not the same Rush.
Wrong
Rob.
Rush.
It's Jeff Christie.
Oh, this is Rush Limbaugh, Mike. He's not in the Hall of Fame?
70 degrees, cloudy skies.
It's not the same Rush Limbaugh.
53, variably
Rush
cloudy.
Limbaugh, Rob.
Needs his own hall.
Play Vanity Fair.
Canadian rockers are what we're looking for.
Christie at 14 in a row. Stick that thumb up in the air. Vanity Fair.
I meant to play this. I'm sorry. Passage to Bangkok, Mike. I love their drummer. Don't
How
you?
much Rush do you have?
I'll tell you.
Do you have Tom Sawyer?
I probably do.
You know,
That's a terrible example of a Rush song.
Rush happens to be a big influence of Black Gold.
Is that why they
Yeah,
named the
absolutely.
album Rush?
No, it's not, but that would make sense.
Okay.
Crank it up.
Oh, I love this song.
Nice.
105.9 The Edge, soon to be blown out by conservative talk. Thank you. This is Rush, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations on their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So that's Rush.
Great band.
Congratulations to them.
Quincy
And
Jones is pissed he was not brought in on this class, by the way.
now, I mentioned just to get as much stuff jammed in as I can to this particular show. I talked about the fact that F Syria, F North Korea, but
Right.
the fact is, I'm really concerned about the chemical weapons that they have in Syria, where they're going to attack their own people. But at the same time, I believe the country we need to bomb off the face of the planet is North Korea.
Really?
They're test firing
Yeah, I know.
missiles that
Enough.
are going
And-
to hit the United States. Blow them away now.
I was going to save this for the vault, but did you hear the excited news coverage in North Korea?
Listen to this news anchor.
And it's just a brief
Wow.
snippet, but it's great.
It's such popular propaganda.
Yeah,
I
here we
mean,
go.
they're just so full of crap.
Here's the setup and the clip.
On North Korean television, an excitable anchor announced mission accomplished.
발사가 성공했습니다.
The successful launch is sure to get...
So here it
They've
is.
got a different word for everything.
But here it is. They are over there getting a Woody
Yeah.
because now they can bomb the United States
Right.
or they can bomb Japan. I'm sorry.
Just the
wait?
West-
Are we going to wait for them?
Just the West Coast. We're safe.
Just
Oh, we have a
just
large
Sacramento.
contingent of our listeners in the West
That's
Coast.
true. So I want them to be very careful.
This is gets back to the whole thing we were talking about with Psy yesterday, where
Yes.
I was saying that the bond between North and South Korea, these are countries that families have been broken
That's
up over
right.
the years. But I just worry about this joy that they have for, they like being our enemy.
They do.
They love being our enemy. Now, it's not the Korean people, because the Korean people are kept away from any kind of
Right.
media.
Yeah, the government controls the media.
that
so
propaganda.
The government
Yeah,
controls the media, so they tell the anchors to be joyous because the people who are watching this are starving.
Right.
North Korea is absolutely without food, and people are miserable there. So the government tries to, at every opportunity, give them reason for great pride.
Did you see the guy that had been released from that prison
On
camp?
60 Minutes.
Oh, wasn't that amazing?
Oh, it's tragic. This is, if you really want to put that country in perspective, the guy, as a young man, gave up his brother and his mother, and they were executed
in front of him.
in front of him.
God.
Nice
And
country.
because he lived in that psychology where he was born in a prison.
He didn't have any real emotions
Yes.
because he was literally. They have babies that are born in these prison camps because it is I guess put in by the original Dear leader, a philosophy of imprison 3 generations, and if you do that, you eliminate the propaganda, not the propaganda. You eliminate the. I'm trying to find the right
The
word
soul.
for it. Yeah, you eliminate the
The
family
desire.
going forward and propagating
Propagation.
these different anti-government people.
Yeah.
You kill the ideology,
Right.
the anti-ideology. I wish I found the right words for it. I'm having a tough day today. But the fact is, this is really what they do. And it's that sinister a policy. You've never heard. Stalin's Russia didn't have this policy, where you would imprison people and you would imprison their daughter and their daughter after that, and their son and their son after that, to eliminate any chance of this family.
This sounds like something from
being
an
anti-government.
like an ancient fairy tale, but this
It's
is
amazing.
happening now.
Yeah.
It's happening now.
But the problem you have with this is you do have a totalitarian country that is so brainwashed that, as Rob said, that's where they get their information from.
Yep.
That's where they get the, although we hit the missile up and that's the
And their
greatest thing
pride.
we can do.
Yeah.
And they believe, almost to the point where their leader is a god, this new guy that's just
yeah.
hey, the
The
fat
son.
kid,
Right.
the fat son. How do you seriously? I say bomb North Korea. I don't mean it when I say that. How do you solve a problem like this, where you have this isolated country where the government is that much committed to sending a warhead that can hit the United States?
And the other
what do you
thing-
do? What the hell do you do?
The other thing that troubles me is this is not really a happening place.
Right.
It's not like if they
all
start
they have.
it's not like if they start launching missiles, these things are guaranteed to do what they say
Right.
they're going to do. Their nuclear bomb is bad, but what's really bad is sort of a not reliable
Strapped-
nuclear bomb.
strapped
Yeah.
to a bad bottle rocket.
I see what you're saying because when we went through the Cold War, even growing up, I was fascinated by it and how because I grew up in it, and when you sit there. There were certain calculations that experts could make in the manner that the USSR, the former USSR, would react to any type of posturing, the Bay of Pigs, and just how we were able to get through that process.
This is tough. Even China seems to be pissed.
Because you don't know what the psychology is.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a new leader, though. Some may say he's a little more open to Western philosophies.
I think he's more open to fried food.
Obviously not.
Yeah,
though.
it
If they're
seems like
doing
it's the
this,
same old song.
This is a big deal, and then now they have this successful thing where I guess it dropped off the Philippine coast. They're over there firing weapons.
I know.
They're test firing delivery systems for nuclear weapons, and they're just doing it. I really, really do. As much as I am not a warmonger,
We gotta be aware.
With all this bull crap that we deal with in the Middle East all the time, where we're always worried, we got an ally over there.
Maybe they're mad.
Let Israel take care of that part of the world.
Yeah.
Let's go over in our backyard. If they can hit the West Coast, I think we ought to get more serious about how we're dealing with
Maybe
North
they're
Korea.
mad that Manny Pacquiao lost again.
Yeah,
Probably.
That's because he got involved in too much extraneous stuff. Some might say that about Manny. And last thing, really quick, we got like 30 seconds. Serena impression. Did you see the tennis player?
Yes.
Her name.
I thought it was fantastic.
Christina Wozniacki, and apparently they've done this a lot, imitating. Do you think it's the big racial thing or
No,
what?
I don't think it is.
Honestly, I think it's almost reverse racism. The outcry that's gone on because of this. I mean, she's doing an impression of another human being, that's known for having a big butt and having.
It would have been
a
the
big
same
chest.
impression of Kim Kardashian.
I mean,
same impression.
How about people? I know this is kind of an old reference, but Dolly Parton was known for this, and people would make fun of her like that.
Dressed as Dolly.
Right.
So
Didn't seem like to be a big deal within tennis circles, and seemed to be a big deal with a lot of pundits coming out.
If we're
going to
stop looking at color, everybody needs to stop looking at color.
That's right.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought
Including
it was
you,
funny.
Rob.
What?
I'd still do her though.
You look the same as anybody
I'd still
else.
do.
to
I'd
me.
like to see Serena naked. I really would. Huh? Yeah. Not your cup of tea.
No.
Just kind of zoftic and voluptuous.
Yeah.
She would be good
and
in that.
and it's not like it's fat.
Right.
No,
It's
I
all
think
muscle,
I'm afraid
baby.
that she'd crush me.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun though.
Be not
She'd be
afraid.
good in that
Good
movie.
way to go.
She could be in that movie Wise Girls. Mike.
My dear Serena, this is the best love making. Real loud on number 6. This is the best love making I've ever enjoyed. My testicles! Oh! Thank you. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's the Rob Spiewak Magic Audio Vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hope you're enjoying yourself during this holiday season. Here's some Dean Martin for you.
Snow is snowing and the wind it is blowing, but
I blew it because I read Joyce Barker's note about Amazon and
Joyce Barker!
Christmas shopping and doing all her shopping
good
for
letter.
her friends. It was a very nice letter. Shame I got it in the wrong spot. But anyway, this segment is brought to you by our Amazon page. Mark Ronick, they've been doing a very good job on our
They
Amazon
have,
page.
although December hasn't been as successful as I thought.
Wow.
Really?
It's
Really?
because our-
and that's the God's honest truth.
Okay.
Our listeners are last minute people. Don't be last minute people.
Use
Order the stuff.
Amazon, go through our page. Each of us would like to say thank you, but I guess not. Now that Mark's concerned that you're not doing it as much as you should.
Yeah.
Thank you to those who have.
Bookmark and use our Amazon page to do your holiday shopping. You go to MikeOMaraShow.com. You shop your Amazon that way, and it gives that show that you love so much a nice lift. Happy holidays from Amazon and the Mike O'Mara Show. So you heard Mark. Do not disappoint.
Please
Tell your
don't.
friends
Yes,
and family.
Oscar.
And those of you, there are people out there that maybe are still new to online shopping. If you're concerned about returns or anything like that, Amazon has such an amazing policy. They will give you a little sticker you print out, and you put it right on the box and send it back if you don't like it.
It is easier than returning to a store.
Yes.
Let's open up the audio vault for today. 12-12-12, Rob's Magic Audio
You know
Vault.
it'd be great today, Mike, for the holidays.
Yes.
Some crusty French rolls.
Celebrate the season with Kraft TV special recipes. This colorful, cheesy fruit that brightens your holiday party.
Gross.
You start with
Let's
applesauce,
stop right there.
pecans, and cinnamon.
Cheesy fruit.
Yeah, what is that?
See, right there.
I know.
I know people like cheese with apple pie.
Right.
Never been one for the cheese and the fruit mixture that much.
Well, you see, also, it's Kraft, so it's not like real cheese.
Right.
It's like plastic melt in the microwave cheese.
It's not like Oscar's pine cone empanadas.
No, not at
Nothing
all.
is.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Eat Cheese Whiz processed cheese spread. The marvelous microwave in a minute cheese sauce.
It's
And
orange.
Stir into
There he
applesauce
is.
mixture. Serve with sliced red and green apples and pears.
Pears.
Start your holiday supper with these hearty sandwiches. Combine sausage, ground beef, and Kraft 100% grated Parmesan cheese. Shape brown with onions and green peppers.
Oh, brown.
Add spaghetti sauce and serve in crusty French rolls.
Crusty. You want more?
Favor your guests with this cheesy zucchini casserole.
Yum!
Start
Gross.
with Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner, because it's the cheesy.
It is.
Saute zucchini, add tomatoes, then heat and serve this satisfying dish.
Yum, yum.
One more.
This marinated vegetable salad
does
is
go
as
on.
easy on calories as it is to make. Combine crunchy fresh vegetables with Kraft zesty Italian reduced calorie dressing and marinate. Add greens and toss, then enjoy.
Enjoy.
This tasty salad.
All right.
The hardest part of that recipe is enjoying it.
Enjoy it. Yum,
sad,
yum.
always sad when the best person that does something dies.
Okay.
And clearly, the best sitar player in the history of music is Ravi Shankar, and he
Right.
passed yesterday, age of 92. A pretty good run. I did not know.
Beatles loved him.
Beatles loved him. Also, the Rolling Stones, big influence by him. His daughter, he did not know her, but his daughter is Nora Jones. Did you know that?
Yes. Very
And
cool.
they barely knew each other. This is George Harrison on the album Sgt. Pepper's Within You, Without You. And a lot of people think
Nora
this
Jones, who was most recently featured in Ted, that comedy.
Yeah. She's in that movie?
Yeah, she's in the movie Ted.
Very good.
Yes.
I will not see it because I don't care for the Seth MacFarlane.
Oh,
You'll like it.
I want to
though.
see.
let me tell you.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Two
saw it.
thumbs up.
I saw it after the theater.
Oh, if Oscar
so-
likes it, I'm there.
You know what? Really, and I don't like to review movies that I see on pay-per-view because it's cheating to me.
yeah.
But the fact is, Ted is different. The whole combination. It's so well crafted. You got Marky Mark.
Yeah, he's
who
funny.
does a great job with that, and Seth MacFarlane with his Boston accent it just made me unhinge my jaw.
Here's Ravi Shankar at Woodstock, and also a lot of people. Anytime you see like a Live Aid or anything like that, the first concert that did good was the concert for Bangladesh. I mean, did good for people is
Did
what I
well.
meant.
I
I mean,
see.
like out there doing good in
I
the
see.
verb sense. And the first one was the concert for Bangladesh, and Ravi
That was
Shankar.
really the original massive rock concert to benefit the world. That's
Yeah.
the first
You're right,
one they
right.
did.
Live Aid.
And
Live
also,
Aid
they
thing
kind of
followed. We Are the World. They all followed after.
they
that.
kind of they had trouble getting the money to Bangladesh, which is a
Yes.
continued problem when they do concerts like that. But it was Ravi Shankar's idea. A good guy, and also you have to mention this. George Harrison picked up the sitar because of Ravi Shankar, and it became very much a part of the public consciousness when he played it on this. George Harrison taught himself how to play this. Later, Ravi Shankar taught George how to play, but that's this sound of this. And also the Rolling Stones song "Paint It Black."
Great
As a-
song.
yeah,
that was
right.
that was a sitar in that, and that was. Brian Jones taught himself to play the sitar for Paint It Black. So it's sad that
Oh, that's the opening of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Before-
you don't even realize it.
No.
before Ravi Shankar came onto the public scene, America knew not what a sitar was.
Yes.
And dead at age 92. And say,
An
Mr.
amazing
Shankar.
instrument, right? A huge instrument.
And people they takes them years and years and years to learn how to play
Not
it.
like the ukulele.
No, it's
I
not
think
something.
I think I actually have Ravi Shankar albums on vinyl. At
Do
my
you really?
house. Yeah.
Boy, you smoked a lot of pot.
Sure did.
But anyway, it's always sad when someone like that
I
passes.
can just see.
Another great musician, Mike. What do you think is a bigger cop-out? When someone gets to a point in their career when they release an album of standards, or when someone gets to a point in their career when they release a Christmas album? Rod Stewart has done both.
I think a Christmas album happens to a lot of artists that are in their prime,
Right.
And they just do it to make the extra bucks. I think the standards are just more BS.
That's
Well,
your
this
farewell, yeah.
this is okay then. This is one of your favorite singers with his new Christmas song, Lights of Louisiana. Mike, this is Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw.
What?
Dreaming tonight.
That's Terry Bradshaw.
Yep.
And of Christmas now and then.
Like new.
Yeah, just out.
Like
bad.
he just
For
recorded
this
it?
holiday. It's
Let's
not,
listen.
it's
Hold
not
on.
bad.
I'm gonna listen to him. He's got a voice.
The times we had, wishing somehow they'd never end.
That's not bad at all.
I could tell you know
Not
what?
bad. I would never be able to
No.
tell
If
you
I
that
told
was
you,
Terry
if I said,
Bradshaw.
hey, this is Glenn Campbell, you might buy it.
Right.
And the lights
Glenn Campbell's a singer, Oscar.
I know who
of
he is.
Frisco Bay.
Not at all.
Invented soup.
Well recorded.
Yeah. So
is he playing on it?
I don't think so.
I
don't think so, but that's Lights of Louisiana by Terry Bradshaw.
Where's Jimmy Johnson and Howie?
Haircuts.
Okay.
Constant haircuts. Did you see any of that pro-union rally in Michigan yesterday?
I heard about it.
This is a scary piece of video from Fox News. There's a guy named Steven Crowder trying to get an interview. Maybe not with this guy. Not the best idea.
Get the out of my face!
Don't tear down the tent.
Get the out of my face!
You hurt a lady in there.
You're addressing me! I didn't hurt nobody! You hurt the get out of my face! Back the f*** up!
Stop tearing down the tent.
Back the f*** up!
Okay.
Temperature's running a bit high.
For the union label.
Yeah, that didn't help. did it?
Can someone explain to me, because I've never been
Right to work?
in a place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been in a place in my life. I've heard about unions growing up, but I never knew what it was.
You are in a right to work state.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So in other words, in this state, if you went to work for a company that primarily hires union workers, you do not have to abide by that. You have a right to work in that place without being unionized. That's basically what.
And we had trouble with that at WNEW. I wasn't allowed to run board because that was a union shop, so I never did.
Let me ask you, because everybody that talks about union shops or union radio stations, they talk about it with such just glee. No, glee. Guys that have worked for union shops that
Lots of money.
They've had like a great success.
It's better. It's much better because you're treated better.
As a worker, it's always better for you to have a union on your side, or almost always. At least that's been my experience, and theirs too, I guess.
And now you give an opportunity to companies to come in and break up unions.
Okay.
That's really
So
what it is.
Saves them a lot of money.
Yeah, unions were created, back in the industrial age because people were being abused.
Right. 1870s, 1880s,
and
right?
once workers were able to organize themselves, they were, and that's what's funny. Don't you feel, Buzz, that that's been forgotten by you never hear
Go back
about
and read Upton Sinclair.
unions are people that support the Democratic Party and go on strike. That's all you hear. You don't hear about the fact that
they saved lives.
The unions were going in where workers were so abused.
Unions got us down to a 40-hour week.
Yeah.
Unions got children out of sweatshops in this country.
Exactly, and so now with the fact that this was voted for in Michigan, which was a huge industrial state, not what they used to be.
Right.
But the fact is, a lot of people are pissed off about it because they feel this gives big industry an opportunity to go back in and abuse the workers.
Some people call it right to work for less.
Now, pro-industrial people will say, well, now we will be able to get back on the world stage competitively and be able to bring jobs back to the United States.
Tough call.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
And if we do get on the world stage, who will choreograph it?
Tubby Boots.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, I was just curious. You really cleared that up for me because.
Thank you. I could be an educator.
No, there was a guy that I
Professor.
worked at when we were at CBS in D.C. and he was trying to create a union, but I was like a van driver. I was a promotions guy, and I didn't know what was going on.
It was Jeff Edges.
And he got in trouble. He got
The
like in
last
trouble
guy that would do that.
shortly within a year.
Right.
He was out. Gone.
Yeah, they're very scared of it. And
They hate the idea.
Yeah,
I've had a union file a grievance against me in my career. They're not always good.
No, they're not.
Right.
And I went down to when I was a real baby DJ. I wasn't even a DJ yet.
Right.
And I was working as an intern out of American University, and I went down to NBC Network Radio down at the National Press Building in downtown, and I was working there the first day when the shop steward of the union came up and informed me that I was going to have to join the union.
They
that
lean
I wanted
on you,
to work
too.
with,
Yes.
and they lean on you. And you know what? The initiation that I had to pay pretty much equaled my first couple of weeks' salary.
Yeah.
And I remember having a bad taste in my mouth. And then, but since then, I'm really happy that the union has done a little bit for me.
Well, you got a
I'm
little
not going
bit,
to slam
right?
them because I worked for a union shop
Good
for a
and
year,
bad. Good and bad.
but after that, it was helped. My health benefits were able to last a little longer because I was in a union, all that good stuff.
This may or may not matter to you, but for television junkies like myself, it does. They've changed the opening copy on Letterman. This started.
Oh my God!
No.
Oh my God! The opening copy on Letterman.
Nobody
has
called
changed.
me.
This started on Monday. They've done this twice.
Oh my
now,
God! No.
Alan Coulter identifies himself. That was a wonderful performance.
Thank you.
Alan Coulter now identifies himself at the front of the show.
Cool.
And here's an example. of that.
I love this stuff.
And the CBS Orchestra. And me, Alan Coulter.
That was Monday night.
Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. I'm Alan Coulter. And now,
He's done it twice now, so I don't know if it's a regular thing or not. But
Yeah, it must be.
So he's like a regular character now. So he's identifying himself every
Well,
night.
you know, when they blew out the other guy and a couple of
Bill
other
Wendell,
guys.
right?
Bill Wendell, who apparently Bill Wendell didn't want to play in the sandbox,
right?
And he wouldn't do any of the crazy stuff.
The
And Alan
bits.
Coulter has done some shtick over the years that
Wonderful.
made me laugh out loud.
You like it when he takes his shirt off.
It's great. I love Alan Coulter.
Oh, and you know what, Mike? Sad to say, the last Twinkies have shipped.
Yes. Oh, my
the
God.
last Twinkies have shipped.
I don't want to bring anybody down, but today was a sad day in the history of snack cakes. The last batch of Twinkies was shipped today. 25,000 boxes of Twinkies, Ding Dongs, Zingers, and Orange Cupcakes hit shelves in Chicago this morning. People were scrambling to grab them. One guy on the northwest side of Chicago walked off with 16 boxes of Twinkies, though I'm guessing not very quickly. And once those are gone, that's it for Twinkies. Fortunately, you can still make your own Twinkies at home by squeezing grout into a loofah.
And that, Mike, that is your magic audio.
I have a question. I mean, did they? So they didn't get a buyer?
They will.
No, not yet.
They will.
They will.
They will.
Are you sure? You got something you want to tell us?
No, yes, Mike. I have some papers that need to be signed, but pretty soon it's going to be Twinkies with 2 B's.
Rob Spiewak. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your news CEO. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with Buzz and News right after this. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com, everybody.
Yeah, welcome.
Who's our news sponsor?
Well, it's the news sponsor is Man Great.
Oh, Man Great. Okay,
Oh,
good
yeah.
stuff. All right, very good. Let's get right to Buzz Burbank. Take it away, Buzz. I'm totally...
You're fine.
I'm having a day.
It's going to be fine. The news today is brought to you by the Man Grate. Men's Health calls it one of 2012's best grilling accessories. We say it's one of the year's best holiday gifts. The Man Grate is 100% made in America cast iron, so you get real great steakhouse grill marks and seal in the juices for that great steakhouse flavor.
Juices.
Man Grate's just $19.99 when you order through the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. But wait, there's more.
Did anybody see, as we're, let me just, did anybody
Sure.
see the pork chops online that they put on my Facebook page?
I saw it as well.
I love
They were
it.
just
amazing.
so perfect. They were perfect Man Great pork chops.
when
Oh,
they're good,
yes,
they're
I
good.
did see those.
I think the pork chop, really, when you talk about grilling, that might be my favorite thing.
It benefits
on
the
the grill.
most from the grill.
I
yeah.
love the grill marks on a pork chop.
I do those all the time. And there is more. If you order through us.
Grill brush, Mike, let me tell you.
What?
It is so great.
Yes.
And I use it this time of year because, you know, a lot of
Mr.
times
Eager.
the people have the grill brush bristle side down.
Right.
Yes.
I turn it bristle side up.
Why?
To sit on it?
No.
What?
It'll hold neatly 8 Hanukkah candles.
Oh.
And
that is so nice.
That's awesome,
idea.
Rob.
That's
That's
And it has the
fantastic.
Mike O'Mara Show logo right
and Mark
on
got
it.
me a deal on the candles.
That's good stuff. Thanks to Evan and all the good people
Yay.
at Man Great.
Yes.
The best.
Give the grilling great that's changing the way America
Great.
grills. Give the Man Great.
Great.
Now, despite all the special shopping days behind us, be they black, green, or cyber, most of our holiday shopping still hasn't been done, and that could be good news for retailers and the economy.
Hope it's good news for our Amazon members.
Yes,
a new
get
poll,
busy.
maybe it is, because a new poll shows that 58% of us have only done half of our shopping so far, or less than half.
I have done less than half.
I've done
Less than
nothing.
half.
I've done nothing.
28% of us say we haven't even started yet.
Mrs. O'Mara and I will not be giving each other Christmas gifts.
You're not exchanging gifts?
You're not.
Austerity.
Well, you already did. You gave her a baby.
There you go. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And she's
That's
giving
right.
you
I
one.
gave it to her.
And you know what, Mike?
No.
You better buy something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think we said maybe under a certain dollar.
Get her some
figure.
muffins.
Yeah.
I think this year we've decided to go under $5,000.
I think so.
Oh.
That's so good.
Isn't that nice?
No motorcycles.
Thank you. Yes, no motorcycles.
Carrie
this
and I
year.
are on that policy as well.
Thank you.
Giving the servants the day off.
Thanks so much.
This raises the fact that so many of us either haven't started shopping or haven't gotten very far with it, raises hopes for a big boost in sales in the 2 weeks that remain before Christmas. On the other hand, consumer confidence and personal finances did slip a bit earlier this month, so it's possible holiday shoppers have run out of money or feel they have.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably chalk up that slip in consumer confidence to the lack of a deal in Washington to avoid the fiscal cliff.
Hey, what's your deal?
As predicted on
Yeah,
this
you
very
did.
program.
You were
Yes.
the first to call it.
Thank you.
I tried to hold out hope. I tried to be Pollyanna. I tried to
Did
be
I
Mr.
say that
Sunshine.
they would have something at the last minute?
No, you said they wouldn't make
They
it in
wouldn't
time.
even
and
make
I
it.
said they would
said-
at the last minute.
I said I thought they would make it
All
also.
right, I still...
I also predicted Boehner would wear a green tie.
Thank you very much.
He always does. Oh,
The
so
pres-
sad.
The president and Mr. Speaker continue to meet and present proposals to one another. Unfortunately, we're hearing that neither side is budging, that Boehner this week presented Obama with virtually the same plan Obama had already rejected, and Republicans say the president's proposal still lacks too many specifics and doesn't do enough budget cutting. We're also hearing that although the cliff itself is still nearly 3 weeks away, Obama and Boehner need to strike a deal by this Friday
That's
in order
crap.
for lawmakers to see it and vote on it by
That
Christmas.
is such a lie.
More jive.
That is such a manufactured story. Where is the, that's coming from people that's
Well, it's coming from Congress.
But it's all speculation.
Right.
They need to do it by Friday or otherwise we're in trouble. That's just people.
Mike, we
that
have
don't
to
know what they're doing.
speculate. We have no actual facts.
This is true. Absolutely.
The president's indicated he'd be willing to negotiate a higher eligibility age for Social Security, but he says he thinks blocking a tax hike for middle-income Americans is nearly a done deal.
I listened to our friend on WTNT, who is a very right-wing person, and you listen to right-wing talk radio, and you immediately realize that this is still not the good of the country. This is still
politics.
This is the football game.
Yep.
This is nothing. Nothing has anything anymore to do with the common good of the American people. It does not exist. This is now the my team. I want my team to win. You want your team to win. Has nothing to do with it, and nothing's changed.
I can't believe we're not past that.
Nothing has changed. Yeah, both sides. Absolutely. 100% both sides. And you get a guy like Geithner that's like, well, we're not going to do that. And then you get Boehner saying, well, they didn't give us anything new. Well, he's bad. Well, he's bad. Well, he's bad.
He started
It's
it.
crap. I watched The Contender last night.
Great
and
film.
Wonderful political movie. And you just realize that many of these guys, the people that control Congress now on both sides are the people that come up with the BS just to further their own agenda. There's nobody anymore that's doing anything for integrity and for the good of the country. I just
Do you
don't
think
it
Shelley
exists.
Runyon could solve this?
Oh, I think Shelley Runyon would be king of the hill
Yeah.
if he was there right now. That's my file on you, Senator.
You're late.
It's
little.
a great movie.
Couple
You get a
minutes.
chance, watch The Contender. Really,
Awesome
it's on
film.
cable now.
In Portland, Oregon, the Clackamas Town Center Mall is closed today, right in the middle of the holiday shopping season.
Clackamas?
Clackamas.
Really?
That's the name of the
Sounds like a
Portland
made-up
suburb.
holiday, doesn't it?
Sounds like those things that Jim Villani brought in.
Right.
Hey,
the
Merry
reindeer
Clackamas,
clackers.
Mike.
Clackamuses.
Anyway, it's all obviously because of yesterday's shootings there. There were reportedly as many as 10,000 people in the mall when the shots rang out. In case you didn't hear, the gunman killed 2 people, wounded another before reportedly taking his own life. That's still in
Sorry,
question.
that's what I do when they take their own life. I give them a round of applause.
And we don't know. We've also heard that he may have been taken out by somebody. We're still waiting to hear official.
You know
Either
what?
way, I
Same
know.
result. Doesn't matter to me.
Gun advocates, meanwhile, are celebrating what they call a Second Amendment victory after a circuit court in Chicago yesterday struck down the Illinois law that outlaws concealed weapons.
Yeah, there's the NRA influence I told you about.
Right. There is good news to report today, thank goodness. A new study says American fourth graders are reading at a higher level than they have for some time and higher than the world average. Hey, we're above average.
Yeah,
all
but
right?
not American podcasters.
The U.S. ranks 6th in fourth grade reading skills behind Russia, Finland, Hong Kong, Singapore, and the state of Florida, which is ranked differently than the rest of the states in our union.
Fourth grade reading level.
That's
Right.
my
Yeah,
issue.
When does The Apprentice come back on?
I have no idea.
I was just thinking about that for some reason.
Well, the show will be good. It will be big.
And successful.
And very successful.
I don't know if fourth graders know successful.
And the other good news is childhood obesity appears to be turning around. The improvement has been seen in New York City, parts of California, Philadelphia, and even Mississippi, all places where steps have been taken to improve school nutrition.
Rob has a tape of one of these children that was interviewed, and we have made more progress in this area.
Less obesity among children.
This kid was so adorable, and they were asking him about Christmas, and then they said, you seem to have lost weight. How's that working out for you? And what did the
Gathered
kid
this at the elementary school.
And I'll do anything for food. I could eat 2 dozen eggs, 36 pork chops, 24 frankfurters. I've eaten a dozen bagels at one time, with 2 packages of cream cheese. I'm never full.
Never.
I'm never, ever full physically. I stopped at a Jewish deli and had 2 pastrami on clubs, 4 frankfurters, 2 knishes, and then went home and had Chinese food.
Yeah.
I just love to hear that
Knish.
tape. I never get tired of that tape.
It's a nice tape.
It's wonderful.
I carry it with me wherever I go.
Yeah, you do, and I go to it more than anything
I
else.
like, and you know what? You know that it's going to take a moment to get to it. The
Takes a
setups
while.
get longer.
Absolutely.
Mike says, "There's a little boy."
Boy.
Well, the clock tells me we're headed for Florida, but of course, our first stop is in Portage, Indiana, where a man is in jail for driving at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour to get to his wedding.
Wow.
And in Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, a woman who refused to pull over after doing 70 in a 45 called 911 to say she would stop leading the chase for $300,000.
Sounds like a deal.
Yeah.
Instead, police just waited till she pulled into a driveway.
Of course.
And finally, as you may recall from these Buzzcast Florida, went a long time before getting a law that banned humans from having sex with animals. That new law is less than a year old.
Oh, no.
But because it's Florida, the law is already being challenged in court. Carlos Romero was arrested for having his way with a miniature donkey named Doodle.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
His lawyers have filed a motion arguing that the bestiality law is unconstitutional because it violates the equal protection afforded in the 14th Amendment. Essentially,
Wow.
Essentially, Mr. Romero is saying that it's none of the state's business what he does in the privacy of his own barn.
You.
I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Nasty. How'd you like to be that attorney? Coming home at night. Hey, how was work today, honey? Oh, I had a proud day.
We're going to accept a plea deal or something.
Signed a muck
Science and ass.
Our show today is brought to you by Spencer & Devin Shaving Cream. Spencer & Devin uses natural ingredients like aloe and shea butter, no harsh chemicals, and now, to thank TMOS listeners for their support, you can save big on the perfect stocking stuffer. Remember this code, SDTMOS10. Spencer & Devin Shaving Cream. Good to your face, whether you have a tough beard, sensitive skin, or both, in sagebrush, spice, or unscented. This holiday, save big with the code SDTMOS10 at SpencerDevin.com or click their ad on our website. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
9 more days until the end of the world.